Right, good morning viewers and welcome again to another interesting program, your program on iDEA TV, the newspaper review. Today we'll be taking a look at most of the trending stories in the newspaper report. I am Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Today we'll be taking a look at the Nations, the Punch, the Guardian, the Vanguard, Tribune, not forgetting lastly the Daily Trust. Alright, a quick look at what the Nation has for us this beautiful morning, today being the 13th of Friday. We're already at the weekend of February 2026. All right, a quick dive in to see what the Nations has for us this morning. And on the front page of the Nation this morning, amputants, INEC to spend 1.4 trillion on elections and others. Amputants, all right, amputant, all right, INEC to spend 1.4 trillion on election and others. All right, then we also have commission need our own network. Lawmakers approve bulk disbursement of cash. Commission needs own network. Lawmakers approve bulk disbursement of cash. That is coming on the front page of the Nation, where we have applicant INEC to spend 1.4 trillion on election and others. All right. Still on the front page of the Nation this morning, where we have arrest drama on El-Rufai arrival at Abuja airport. Arrest drama on El-Rufai arrival at Abuja airport. I mean, there's still the trending story that just took place over the last 24 hours about arrest drama of El-Rufai at Abuja airport. Then moving on, we also have on the front page, still on page 3, still of the Nation, Fubara begins implementation of peace deal with ESCO dissolution. Fubara begins implementation of peace deal with ESCO dissolution. Then we also have, still on the front page, a banking sector to drive 7% Nigerian GDP growth, says World Bank. Banking sector to drive 7% Nigerian GDP growth, says World Bank. Then quickly on page 3, still on the Nation this morning, $10 Dangote food production which show up Naira value. $10, okay, Dangote's food production would show up Naira value. That is still on page 3 of the Nation. Then moving on, see on the front page, we have United Nigeria boosts operation with 11 planes, U.S. routes. United Nigerian boosts operation with 11 planes, U.S. route. That is coming in on the front page, still on the Nation this morning. Then on page 7 and page 4, we have Saudi Arabia, UAE, quota to import grass from Nigeria. Then on page 4, we also have First Lady, galvanize greater unity among Nigerians. First Lady canvasses greater unity among Nigeria. Pardon there. All right, then let's quickly move down to the down page of the Nation this morning, where we have protests as NAFDAC, that is NAFDAC, refutes directive to lift ban on sachet alcohol. I mean, see debating on the issue of this alcoholic that has been trending about NAFDAC banning it and stopping the alcoholic sachet drink. It has been on the front page of the paper this morning. Then on the last page, down page of the Nation, where we have Court of Appeal reserve judgment in 9 consolidated PDP case. Court of Appeal reserve budget judgments on 9 consolidated PDP case. I mean, and we can see these are the major trending stories in the Nation this morning, where we have on the main front page, amputants, INEC to spend 1.4 trillion on election and others. We also have commission need own network. Lawmakers approve bulk disbursement of cash. I mean, these are the major trending story, where we also have protests as NAFDAC refuse directive to lift ban on sachet alcohol. All right, let's quickly move on to the next paper and see what the paper is saying. A quick look at the Punch. Let's see the trending story on Punch this morning. NAS to harmonize electoral bill Monday. NAS, that is NASS, to harmonize electoral bill Monday. Then under it we still have Senate Reps version of bill faces final reconciliation. Senate reps version of bill face final reconciliation. Then we also have real-time result transmission, not same as e-voting, says Senate. Real-time results transmission, not same as e-voting, says the Senate. All right, still coming as the case of the e-transmission of e-voting by coming on the front page here, still on the e-transmission voting that has been on debates throughout last week and is still on the front page this week. All right, then on page 10 we have vandalism caution causing flooding on Lagos Calabar Highway. Vandalism causing flooding on Lagos Calabar Highway, says Omahi. All right, this is another sad one here, coming as a vandalism causing flooding, in Lagos Calabar Highway. All right, quickly grab a paper on that to see what's the major cause and how vandalism is causing flooding in the major Lagos and Calabar Highway. All right, then on page 23 we have blackout fears grow over gas plant maintenance. Blackout fears grow over gas plant maintenance. Still coming on page 3 of the Punch this morning. All right, and we can see on the front page there's still a mass protest there. All right, then on page 42, still on the Punch this morning, Fubara fires commissioner, assembly awaits new list. Fubara fires commissioner, assembly awaits new list. Then on page 4 we still have police hunt abductor of 12 years old Oyo schoolgirl. That is a sad one there. Police hunt abductors of 12-year-old Oyo schoolgirl. All right. Then on page 42, still on the Punch this morning, El-Rufai spark controversy over airport arrest drama. Still coming in here now on Punch. We really take it on the first paper. El-Rufai spark controversy after airport arrest drama. This is still coming in at the case of where El-Rufai is. We are hearing a report that yes, there was an arrest drama that took place at the airport, and we are yet to confirm that. So quickly grab a paper on the Punch and have a look and know what the story is in there. Then on page 7, still on the front page, where we have the picture of Jonathan. Jonathan floats 50 years age gap for African president. Jonathan floats 50 years old gap for African president. Then on page 10, still on the Punch this morning, INEC seeks nearly 1 trillion for 2027 election. INEC seeks nearly 1 trillion for 2027 election. Then on page 7, still on the Punch this morning, 2027, Atiku Fayose clashes over Makinde's Mina visit. 2027, Atiku Fayose clash over Makinde Mina visit. All right, quickly grab a paper on that to see the clash between Atiku and Makinde over Mina visit to get the full details on what transpired there. Then still on the front page of the Punch, where we are seeing U.S. sanction. China pushes back as federal government target foreign illegal miners. U.S. sanction. China pushes back as federal government targets foreign illegal miners. And we can see on the front page, the major trending story there, NAS to harmonize electoral bill Monday. NAS to harmonize electoral bill, which is on Monday. Then we also have Senate reps version of bill face final reconciliation. Senate reps version of bill face final reconciliation. They will also have real-time results transmission, not same as e-voting, says the Senate. All right, that's all we have for you on the Punch this morning. Let's quickly dive in on the Guardian to see what the Guardian has for us this morning. On the front page, we have Assembly tightens grip on public finances amid 2027 election funding debate. We have, this is coming on the front page of the Guardian, where the Assembly have to tighten the grip on public finances amid 2027 election funding debate. All right. Then we also have under it on page 5, on page 4 and page 5. It says Kaizen, a Japanese lesson in excellence productivity for sluggish giants. All right. Kaizen, a Japanese lesson in excellence, productivity for sluggish giants. Then we also have under it on page 6, Senate, real-time result transmission does not translate to e-voting. Coming from Senate, real-time result transmission does not translate to e-voting. I mean, still coming in as a case of debating on the e-voting and e-transmission. All right, quickly grab a paper on that to see what the paper still has on the trending story that has taken place between the last 24 hours. Then on page 25, still on the Guardian, where we have Okonkwo, lack of transit facilities undermining Nigerian airline potentials. Coming in from Okonkwo, lack of transit facility undermining Nigerian airline potentials. That is coming on page 25 of the Guardian this morning. Then on page 7, still on the Guardian, 4.52 megawatt shortfall in nationwide power supply as gas facility undergoes repair. 4.521 megawatt shortfall in nationwide power supply as gas facility undergoes repair. I mean, we have been facing serious power shortage in the country for some time now, and we can see the story here. Quickly grab the paper on that to see the main reason on what is really going on in the power shortage that has really caused so many darkness in Nigeria for some times now. All right, then on page 3, still on the Guardian this morning, on the all page, we have Murtala at 50. African leaders trade blame over continent woes. Generosity. Pardon, let me take it again. Murtala at 50. African leaders trade blame over continent woes. Gerontocracy. That is coming on page 3, still on the Guardian this morning. Then we also have on the front page, OPEX. We have taxes takes over 90% of NNPC. 60.5 trillion naira 2025 revenue as Otedola predicts naira rebound. OPEX, that is OPEX, tax takes over 90% of NNPCL, 60.5 trillion naira 2025 revenue as Otedola predicts naira rebound. I mean, coming on the front page, still on the Guardian this morning. Then still on the up page there, we still have the story of El-Rufai there. We must outgrow disregard for rule of law. El-Rufai says after attempted arrest. We must outgrow disregard for rule of law. El-Rufai says after attempted arrest. See, coming in on the front page of the Guardian this morning. Where we have the story of El-Rufai, that we'll be hearing the story that there has been an arrest at the airport, and we are still yet to ascertain that. So quickly grab a paper to see what really transpired at the airport there. And on the front page, we see that N Assembly tightens grip on public financing amid 2027 election funding debate. Assembly tightens grip on public financing amid 2027 election funding debate. All right, let's quickly go on a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue with the rest news. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere.
Mega constellations. Getting online anywhere on Earth is becoming a reality. SpaceX's Starlink already has over 6,000 satellites in orbit, serving more than 3 million subscribers as of mid-2025. OneWeb, Amazon's Project Kuiper, and China's Guowen constellation are racing to expand coverage too. These networks are targeting rural areas, disaster zones, and developing countries where laying fiber is too costly. But they also raise new challenges, like orbital congestion and light pollution affecting astronomy. By 2026, satellite internet will be more than a backup. It will be part of everyday global infrastructure.
All right, we are still glad to have you back. This is the IDEA Television, the Innovation Television, and this is newspaper review on IDEA TV this morning. Today being the 13th of February 2026. Today is already weekend already, and we are bringing trendy stories in the world of politics, entertainment, and also in sport. All right, a quick dive into the Vanguard. Let's see what Vanguard has for us this morning. On the front page of the Vanguard this morning, we have "My father treated corruption as emergency, not talking points," says by Aisha Mohammed Ayebode. My father treated corruption as emergency, not talking point. I mean, coming from Aisha Mohammed Ayobode. Then we also have, all right, then on the down page of still the Vanguard, on page 34, security agents attempt to arrest El-Rufai at Abuja Airport. I mean, still coming on the case of arrest by coming as El-Rufai that was to be arrested by the airport. A security agent attempt to arrest El-Rufai at Abuja Airport. I mean, still leading the front page of the Vanguard this morning. All right. Then on page 7, we have workers lay siege to NAFDAC office over sachet alcohol ban enforcement. Workers lay siege to NAFDAC office over sachet alcoholic ban enforcement. See coming in on the area of the ban of sachet alcohol. All right, still leading here on the down page of the Vanguard. Then on page 9, we have Malami George recalls self-return case filed to CJ for reassignment. Malami, coming in from Malami George, recalls self-return case filed to CG for resignment. All right, then we have on page 10, we are tackling auto crash in Lagos, says by Sanwo Olu. That is coming on page 10. We are tackling auto crash in Lagos, says by Sanwo Olu. Then let's quickly move up, still on the front page, where we have my father treated corruption as emergency, not talking point. Under it, on page 12 and page 15, we have says, I mean, it's the continuation of what Aisha Mohammed Oyebode says he was a soldier statesman, and our hero at home. I mean, he says he was a soldier, statesman, and our hero at home. Friday, February 13th, how madmen will gone when on rampage. They still continue. We have Muhammad Toms, not a sight to behold. Today's leaders are not selfish, are not selfless like my father. Still coming in on the case of Aisha lamenting that his father treated corruption as an emergency, not talking points. All right, quickly grab a paper on that to see her own side of the story. All right, then on page 6, still on the Vanguard this morning, U.S. accuses Chinese miners of funding terrorism in Nigeria. I mean, we take a look at this particular story yesterday about the Chinese funding terrorism in Nigeria, why stealing our miners, stealing our mine, and as in funding terrorism. I mean, this is a serious case that needs to be looked at. Quickly grab the paper on that to see the reasons why the Chinese miners are funding terrorism in Nigeria. I mean, the government should look into this. All right, then on page 34, we brought to you that ADC should consider Southern for 2027 presidency, coming from Amechi. ADC should consider Southern for 2027 presidency, says by Amechi. Still on the front page of the Vanguard this morning, INEC seek 873 billion naira for 2027 pool, propose 171 billion naira 2026 budget. I'll take it again. It says INEC seeks 873 billion naira for 2027 pool, proposes 171 billion naira 2026 budget. I mean, this is such a huge one there. All right, quickly grab the paper on that to see the difference between the expenses of the billions of naira that was used in the last election and comparing it to the future, the 2027 poll. All right. Let's quickly move to the next paper. This is all we have for you on the front page of the Vanguard. And we can see leading on the front page, it says, "My father treated corruption as emergency, not talking point." So quickly grab a paper on that to see what Aisha means by that. Let's quickly move to Tribune this morning and see what Tribune has for us on the front page of the Tribune. We have Mina visit, Article 4 Fayoshe. Mina visit, Article 4 Fayoshe. Then we also have dismisses his calm as bare parlor tales of infancy. Dismisses his calm as bare parlor tales of infancy. All right, infamy, pardon. All right, then on page 7, still on the Tribune, where we have Dangote refinery achievement could push naira below 1,000 naira to $1 before December, says Otedola. Dangote refinery achievement could push naira below 1,000 to be $1,000 before December, says by Otedola. All right. Then on page 5 of the Tribune this morning, El-Rufai will report to EFCC on Monday, coming from council. El-Rufai will report to EFCC on Monday, coming in from the council. We also have condemned attempt to arrest him at Abuja Airport. Condemns attempt to arrest him at Abuja Airport. This is a major trending story on the page of each and every paper this morning about El-Rufai attempted arrest at Abuja Airport. Then quickly moving to page 2, still on the Tribune this morning, U.S. Religious Freedom Bill, Kwankwasia movement cries foul. U.S. Religion Freedom Bill, Kwankwasia movement cries foul. All right, that is coming on page 2 of the Tribune this morning. Then on page 2 of the Tribune, we also have gunmen kidnap 12-year-old female students in Ibadan. Gunmen kidnap 12-year-old students in Ibadan. That is a sad one coming from the issue of insecurity and kidnappers that has really ravaged this country. Okay, a quick look at health tips this morning on Tribune. On down page on page 12, it says unique AI powered headset can predict epilepsy seizure. Coming from a researcher there, unique AI powered headset can predict epilepsy seizure. Coming from researchers there. All right, that is on health. On the down page of the Tribune. Then on page 2, still on the Tribune this morning, where we have INEC 873.78 billion naira for 2027 polls. INEC seek 873.78 billion naira for 2027 poll. Then we also have under it, Commission doesn't have own network for e-transmission of results. Amputant Youth Corps member to get 127,000 wages for electoral duties. I'll take it again. It says Commission doesn't have own network for e-transmission of results, coming from amputant. Then we also have Youth Corps member to get 127,000 wages for election duties. All right. Then on page 12, still on the Tribune this morning, African can't sustain democracy without young leaders, coming from Jonathan. African can't sustain democracy without young leaders, coming from Jonathan. Then Murtala assassination forces Nigeria to rebuild security architecture, coming from Obasanjo. It's a Murtala assassination forces Nigeria to rejig security architecture by Obasanjo. All right, that is on the down page of the Tribune this morning, and we can see the major trending story on the front page of the Tribune is Mina visit, Article 4 Fayoshe dismisses his claim as bare parlor-tales of infancy. These are the major trending story on the front page of the Tribune this morning, being the 13th of February, Friday, 2026. All right, let's quickly move into the Daily Trust to see what the Daily Trust has for us this morning. All right, on the front page, I think the drama between El-Rufai and the airport crackdown arrest is really trending on all papers, where we also see El-Rufai airport drama, rekindles crackdown's claim. I mean, this is such a deep story that has really been trending on all papers. El-Rufai's airport drama, I mean, rekindles crackdown claims, still coming in on the front page of the Daily Trust this morning. Then still on the front page, on page 30, on page 35, on the up page of the Daily Trust, we have Tinubu will decide on e-transmission of election results, coming in from aid. Tinubu will decide on e-transmission of election results, coming in from aid. Then we also have more condemnation, trace US bill targeting Kwankwaso for visa ban. More condemnation, trade US bill targeting Kwankwaso for visa ban. Still coming on the front page of the Daily Trust this morning. Then quickly, the up page, the last side of the Daily Trust, which is on page 7, where we have Jonathan Akume differs on age requirement for leadership. Jonathan Akume differs on age requirement for leadership. I mean, these are most of the trending story that is really taking place in the world of updates and news. 24 hours dropping on every newspaper headline this morning. Then quickly moving down to on page 12, still on the Daily Trust this morning, it says workers abandon FCT Health Center over banditry. Workers abandon FCT Health Center over banditry. I mean, this is a serious case here. I think we need to really look at what the paper is saying there. I mean, workers having to abandon FCT Health Center over banditry. I mean, if it has gotten to this, I mean, I think it's high time our government need to do the needful. I mean, need to do the needful. Because these guys, I don't think they are relenting. They are always trying to put in their game, and it's really catching up on them, but they are not giving up. But as a country, we really need to put these guys in their place, because no banditry can be more than the superior government, can be more than the government. I mean, the government has the upper hand to deal with these guys and send them back to wherever they come from. All right, then on page 27, still on the front page of the Daily Trust, United Nigerian to acquire 11 aircraft begin fights to Jeddah. United Nigerian to acquire 11 aircraft begin fights to Jeddah. Then on page 31, or still on the front page of Daily Trust, where we have Fubara sacks commissioner. Fubara sacks commissioner. I mean, it's coming on a case of River State drama. Over there, Fubara sacks commissioner. All right, quickly dive in to see the reasons why Fubara has to sack a commissioner. All right, then on page 17 and page 24, we have Murtala Muhammad, fading eyewitnesses, lingering memories, a special publication. All right, Murtala Muhammad, fading eyewitnesses, lingering memories, a special publication. I mean, these are most of the trending story brought across your way this morning on IDEA TV. Most of all these stories, they are new, and they have just been dropped and on all papers, leading the headline from The Nation, where we see on the front page of The Nation, it says amputing INEC to spend 1.4 trillion on elections and others. Then we also have under it, commission needs own network. Lawmakers approve bulk disbursements of cash. Then we also have on the next page, where we have on the Punch, we brought to you that NAS to harmonize electoral bill on Monday. NAS to harmonize electoral bill on Monday. Then under it, we also have Senate reps version of bill face final reconciliation. Then we also have real-time result transmission not seen as e-voting by the Senate. Then on the Guardian, we brought to you that on the Guardian on the front page, we have N Assembly tightens grip on public financing amid 2027 election funding debate. In Assembly tightest grip on public financing amid 2027 election funding debate. I mean, these are major stories leading the headline this morning on the Guardian. Then On the Vanguard this morning, we brought to you on Vanguard that it says, my father treated corruption as emergency, not talking point. Coming in from Aisha Mohammed Oyibode. My father treated corruption as emergency, not talking point. Then quickly to Tribune, we brought to you on the front page of the Tribune. It says, Mina visit article for Fort Fayoshe. Mina visit article Fort Fayoshe, we also have dismisses his claim as beer parlor tales of infancy. Then on the last page, which is the Daily Trust, we brought to you on the front page, El-Rufai airport drama rekindle crackdown claims. El-Rufai airport drama rekindle crackdown claims. I mean, these are major stories that we brought across your way this morning. Quickly grab your paper, drop your comments and your view on what you feel about the drama and the stories on the headline this morning. I still remain Gabriel Matthew Seriki. Stand in and stay tuned as we bring you more updates and more news on IMD. Thank you for your time.